Hello, my name is Emma Smith and today I will be talking about the digestive system and human nutrition. The agenda today will cover the structure and function of the digestive system, then an exploration of mechanical and chemical digestion with a focus on two enzymes, and then the presentation will conclude with a discussion of the 5 key food groups, examples of their sources and why they are important. So the digestive system, the structure and function. The structure of the digestive system is it is essentially one long tube that begins at the mouth and ends at the anus. It is made up of muscles, organs such as the liver and stomach, but also is enzymes and juices. This will all be explored in more detail as we progress. The function of the digestive system is to break down food and absorb nutrients to ensure proper bodily function. It also serves to remove waste from the body. So we will begin with the mouth. The mouth comprises of the teeth, the tongue, saliva and enzymes. So food enters the body and the teeth tear and chew the food. The tongue rolls it into a bolus, and at this stage saliva also mixes with the food, which softens and lubricates it, making it easier for swallowing. It also, though, within the saliva are enzymes which begin the breakdown of the food. Next we have the pharynx, epiglottis and esophagus. So the mouth passes over the pharynx and over the epiglottis. And the epiglottis is a small flap of skin which covers the larynx and prevents choking. It then enters the esophagus. It moves down the esophagus by the involuntary movement of peristalsis. Then once it reaches the stomach, which is a muscular hollow organ that contains gastric juices. Gastric juices are made up predominantly of water, mineral salts, intrinsic factor and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is very important because it kills harmful bacteria, but it also creates an acidic environment in which stomach enzymes work best. The muscles of the stomach churn the bolus, mixing it with these gastric juices. It then becomes known as a substance called chyme. Chyme then enters the small intestine. The small intestine is around 6 meters in length and consists of 3 key parts, which are known as the duodenum, the duodenum and the ileum. Bile, and so the liver and the gallbladder also play an important role here. The liver produces bile and it's stored in the gallbladder. The gallbladder then secretes it into the small intestine. This helps to break down fats into fatty acids and makes it more alkaline, which is the ideal environment for enzymes within the stomach intestine to work. Within the small intestine are pancreatic and intestinal juices, and these complete the digestion of the chyme. Nutrients from the food are absorbed into the bloodstream or lymph via the villi. Villi are small finger-like projections, but there are many villi which enable for a larger surface area and greater and more effective absorption of nutrients. Once all the nutrients have been absorbed, the food then passes into the large intestine, which prepares it for removal from the body as feces. There are 3 key parts of the large intestine, which are the ascending colon, transverse colon, and ascending colon. As mentioned earlier, I will now be discussing mechanical digestion. So food, before it is consumed, it is too large for the body to digest and absorb, so it must be broken down into smaller, more manageable pieces. This is done in the first instance by teeth, tongue, the incisors which bite and cut, the canines which cut and hold, and the premolars which crush and chew. The tongue, being also part of mechanical digestive processes, it rolls and mashes the food into a suitable format for swallowing. And then once swallowed, it moves into the esophagus and peristalsis kicks in. This is a wave-like motion that squeezes the food involuntarily down into the stomach, but this motion itself is also breaking down the food. Next, we have chemical digestion. So as food has now been broken down into smaller pieces, it still yet needs to be broken down into even smaller molecules, and this is done predominantly through enzymes. Digestive enzymes are proteins released into the digestive system that help to speed up the breakdown of food into easily absorbed nutrients. Specific enzymes function under specific temperatures, for example, and they also function in specific acidic, alkaline or neutral environments. There are many enzymes involved in the digestive process, but for this presentation I will just focus on 2. These will be trypsin. This is also known as pancreatic protease, and it works best under a temperature of 37 degrees and in a pH balance of 7.5 to 8.0. It's secreted from the pancreas and it breaks down large and small proteins within the duodenum of the small intestine. The other enzyme, pepsin, on the other hand, also works under a temperature of 37 degrees, but it prefers an acidic environment of around 1.5 and 1.6 pH range. It's secreted from the gastric glands within the stomach and breaks down large proteins. So now I will discuss the 5 different food groups. The digestive process, as explained, enables the body to absorb nutrients, but where do these come from? These are found in the 5 key food groups. These include fruit and vegetables, starchy carbohydrates, dairy and alternatives, protein, oils and spreads. We will begin with fruit and vegetables. So fruit and vegetables contain a wealth of vitamins and minerals, which are in turn used for the body for key functions. The Eat Well Guide by the NHS recommends 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. Dark green vegetables, for example, are important as they contain vitamin K, and this is needed for bone formation as well as blood clotting. There is also plenty of fibre in fruits and vegetables, which aids digestion. Next, we'll come to protein. So protein is known as the building blocks of the human body, and we get protein from meat, poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, beans and pulses. It also helps for cell maintenance and DNA production. Next, we have starchy carbohydrates. Starchy carbohydrates are made up of bread, pasta, rice, potatoes and cereals. Carbohydrates make energy for the body. Whole grain varieties are much healthier. They're much healthier than white versions. They contain more vitamins, minerals. But they also take longer to break down, so they keep you fuller for longer. Then we have dairy and alternatives. So examples of these are milk, cheese and yogurts. The most key mineral from dairy products is calcium, which is essential for bone health, and particularly in babies and children. This is why they must have a lot of milk and calcium in their early years. Next, we have oils and fats. Lipids play an intrinsic role in a healthy diet. They're essential for a range of bodily functions, such as cell membrane formation and enzyme regulation. They're also essential for certain absorption of minerals. They can be found in oils, butter, ghee and lard, for example, but they must be consumed in moderation because they can be unhealthy and create higher cholesterol. To summarise, we've covered today the structure and function of the digestive system, mechanical and chemical digestion, a short focus on enzymes, and finished with food groups, their sources and why they are important. A healthy and balanced diet is essential right from the very beginning in utero right through to old age, so we must ensure that we eat healthily. And that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.